And this is something that I've been really upset at myself about because I'm like, girl, you really gonna pull an Uno reverse card on your life? I was like, girl, you literally were just there. Like, you're about to go right back to the same exact place. Yes. Hello, lovely folks. My name is Lauren, and welcome to my channel where I discuss pop culture, social issues, and anything swimming around in this here brain of mine. So it's been a hot minute. Listen, I have good reason. A lot of you may know that I recently, as in like in December, moved across the country to Virginia to pursue a job in news. But fast forward to like 7 months later, I no longer am at that job, and I have decided to move back right exactly where I used to live, back to my college town. So you can imagine the like emotional whiplash that I am giving myself right now. And also like physically, like I literally still got gas receipts from when I made the trip down here. But hear me out. So there's not a lot that I can divulge about my job, like my news job, and why, like the reasons why, everything that led up to why I left. I will just say that it wasn't what I thought it would be, and it also was very draining on me in all aspects, physically, mentally, emotionally, and I just was not getting the support that I needed. It took me a while to even consider, leaving when, journalism is my major and that was the job that I thought that I was going to have. I can go into in another video why I specifically, like, I just don't like news and why I'm leaving news for the time being. Not like station specific things or anything like that, just like the news industry as a whole and the issues that I have with it and the things that I still like about it. I'm not completely just disavowing news right now. It's just, as a career and in the medium that I was in, which was broadcast, it's just not something that I can see myself doing. My last day was June 16th. We're coming up on a little over a month now of not being employed full time. I luckily had a part-time job that I was already working while I was still working at this other job, and I was luckily able to pick up some extra hours in order to pay my bills because, girls gotta eat. I was very hard because I feel like I put so much of my, like, not my worth necessarily, but like professional worth, I guess, into this job and into having a career or a potential career from what I majored in. And so then the fact that I was like turning around and like not being in that anymore so quickly as well, was hard because, but again, it's not unwarranted because these past 6 months, the 6 months that I were at the job, is like probably some of the hardest of my life, if I'm going to be completely honest. Ever since I've left, I have been working at this part-time job. I work at a gas station. But that being said, where am I going now? I am moving back to Missouri, and not just for nothing. I had applied to a couple of full-time jobs like elsewhere, both in Missouri and here in the area that I live in, to try to see if I can find something else and switch gears, but none of them had responded to me. I had applied to some in Missouri, just kind of like, oh, we'll see, I kind of miss living back there. I don't know what it is, but I don't really feel like I gave myself enough time to be a college student. And now, like, I know that I'm not going to be a college student when I'm going back there because of what I'm about to tell you. But just being surrounded by people who are in a similar stage of life, it just, I don't know. I feel like it's going to be good for me. Also, like, I don't know what it is, but I felt like people think I'm really, like, dumb, if that makes any sense. Like, yeah, I'm kind of like, like, head in the clouds, whatever. And, like, yes, I am. Make no mistake. But the point is, like, I'm still, like, I'm still, what am I? I'm still, like, cognizant of certain things and like how the world works. Just because I'm young and like kind of like in my head about things, that doesn't necessarily mean that like I'm dumb. You know what I mean? But I feel like a lot of people, especially the older people that I've like worked with since like getting out into like the real world, quote unquote, after college, I feel like they've kind of thought that like, oh, she's just a silly little kid. Like, no, I resent that. I don't like it. And so I feel like being around people working in a environment where everybody is very similarly aged and you're catering to people who are of that age would really help, because I probably won't have as much of that like weird kind of condescension, I guess. Okay, so literally a week after things ended at the news job, I received a call from Mizzou, which is the college I went to. Go Tigers. Received a call about an interview, a job interview, and I was like, I was so happy because I was honestly, for that few days after I like had been done with the news job, like I was scared. I was like, oh my God, like how am I going to pay my bills? Because I already was having to have a part-time job in addition to this one in order to like make ends meet, because I live in a box that's very expensive. It's a studio apartment, and she's expensive. She's very, very pricey. She is pretty. She's got stainless steel appliances, but that's not the point, okay? It's not worth it. I was worried that I wouldn't be able to pay my bills, but I got that phone call. I was like, oh my God, I'm excited. Like, wow, this is great. Like a prospect, you know. Week later, did the interview. I thought it went terribly because I had awful technical difficulties. Zoom is quite literally like the sixth circle of hell. Like oh my God, and I know I'm gonna have to probably keep using it, but it was just like being very, very, it was being messy. It was plotting on my downfall that day, but she prevailed. Nevertheless, she persisted, and I got the job. So I'll be working with students to kind of show them all the opportunities that Mizzou has to offer, like prospective Mizzou students. So like high school seniors, I'll be working with them. And essentially I will be, you know, kind of guiding them on the path to Mizzou. So I'm really excited about it. Literally like 7 months after I walked across the stage in that same place. So it's crazy, it's wild, but it's also like very freeing, because it's like now I feel like I'm going to be doing something that I will enjoy. I feel like this is going to be a good season. At least I'm hoping, knock on wood, that this is going to be a good season for me to just give myself a breather in life, because I feel like for the past like 3 years, or for most of my adult life basically, I have been in constant survival mode, you know, having several jobs, multiple jobs during college, and taking full-time classes, and you know, trying to make sure, being an RA, making sure that I kept that job in check because I needed, you know, the room and board, and, you know, a lot of other things personally with my family. Like, I think I've just had a lot going on. I've been through a lifetime worth of trials and tribulations, I guess, in a very short amount of time. And so being able to like give myself, I almost feel like I'm giving myself a gift of just like being back in a place where I'm familiar with. And yeah, Missouri's not the greatest, but it's like, you know, I do think that it has its charms. I can make the best of it, and I'm super excited, and I can't wait. I will be shipping off. Well, not really, because I'm going back to a landlocked state, and I really didn't want that. It's fine. It's fine. I can deal with it. I've only been to the beach twice since I've been here, so if that tells you anything. I will be making my way back to Mizzou the first week of August, and I will be starting my job also a few days after that. So I am essentially gonna be starting the process of moving everything. I'm kind of sad, I will say, because I did get a lot of things when I got here. I didn't have a bed or anything that I could take with me because I was an RA, so those were provided. So when I got here, I bought a new bed. I bought, you know, like not a lot of furniture. All I could fit in here was a little desk, a little computer, a little desk. That's all I could do because, again, your girl is living in a cigarette box. She's living in a Lego. It's about 3 square feet. That being said, I will be having to get rid of some things and be starting afresh all over again. And again, this is something that I've been really upset at myself about because I'm like, girl, you really gonna pull an Uno reverse card on your life? I was like, girl, you literally were just there. Like, you're about to go right back to the same exact place. Yes, but that being said, my friends have been trying to like support me in this, and they've been helping me to see the full picture of things of like, you at least tried it. A lot of people wouldn't have even considered like leaving the state, but you did, you know, and then some. So give yourself some credit, and that's what I'm trying to do, because it's like, you know, I can be very, very hard on myself because in my mind, I'm like, it's just what I had to do. Like, I anybody could have done it. I can do it. Like, I had to do it. Like, it was the choice that I made. I had to do it. But it's like, no, like, there's some merit in being able to make those leaps and take those risks. And the fact that you did it and didn't like it doesn't mean that, like, that experience was any less valuable. It's like, now you know what you don't like, and you were strong enough to come to that conclusion and to make that step and to realize, like, not stay in that situation. And so I'm happy. I'm fine. Thank you, friends. Shout out to all y'all. That being said, I will be starting off with basically my clothes, my computer, and like this guy right here. Let me go. No. I will be putting my Venmo, my Cash App, in my bio if you would feel free. I also will be having to pay for my rent here because I'm leaving earlier than my lease is up, and so I'll have to be paying for an empty box. An empty, shiny box, but it's great. In addition to that, I'll also be paying for my new place. I'll be paying for 2 places at once for a couple of weeks. So if you could help in any way, monetarily, that would be great. If not, no pressure. Obviously, we are in this economy, okay? We are in this economy. So I understand if you can't give, then maybe some words of, you know, encouragement, maybe. This has been a really crazy time for me, but I'm also very excited for what's to come. So any kind words, very much appreciated. And also just subscribe, you know, like the video. If you really like it, then go ahead and physically like it. So yeah, stay safe. Oh, also, by the way, sorry, I do this thing at the end of my videos where I'm like, stay safe, stay sane, and then whatever else. And when I mean stay sane, I want to clarify this. Nobody has like asked me or talked to me about this at all, but in my mind, I've been like, okay, maybe I should clarify that. When I say stay sane, I mean like find your sanity today. Find your peace today. Like, you know, whether that's like taking the time to ground yourself, whether that's taking the time to hang out with somebody you haven't done in a while, taking the time to do something that brings you peace and joy. And I brought this like little stay safe, stay sane thing in like during my like pandemic video era videos, because like it was insane. Like the world was kind of on one. That's what I mean by it. I don't mean like sane as in like to be like ableist or anything, or to be like, oh, stay sane as in like, because I personally, like, I have mental health issues, so like I wouldn't say like stay sane as in like, you know, don't be crazy or like don't be like mentally unstable, because that's terrible. So that's what I mean by that. Just to clarify, I mean, find your peace, find your sanity, in whatever that is and whatever that looks like for you. That being said, stay safe, stay sane, and see you in Missouri. Bye, guys.